Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the St. Johns County Show that's on in the afternoon. We got a great show today.
Oh, great peeps in the studio today. I love this show.
Yeah, man. We're going to be talking a lot about, well, we're going to touch on some Hastings stuff.
Yep.
We're going to talk about community engagement. We've got a very interesting topic to talk about, actually.
Okay.
There are some investors out there who are doing some pretty shady things to property owners. So we're going to talk about how to keep your eyes out for things like this.
Yeah, you can't pull the wool over our eyes. We got this.
That's right.
Yes.
We bring the experts in here for this.
Nice.
So we will talk about all that soon and more. Your horoscopes, your events, but first. We did a giveaway.
We did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we had Shayla Moore.
Yes.
They have Naked Sushi happening this Thursday. We've been talking all about it.
Yeah.
And we have a winner with 2 tickets. Thank you everybody that shared. We had over 34 shares of the afternoon show yesterday. Very, very cool.
Great.
But big shout out to Christy Lawrenson, our guest
that's
yesterday.
great.
I know.
That's cool.
Isn't that awesome?
That's
so Christy,
awesome.
yeah, I'll be messaging you later for your tickets. Congratulations. Sweet. That's going to be awesome. And hey,
we
guys.
got more stuff to give away, huh?
Yeah, the Shayla Moore team was so impressed yesterday, so they gave us 2 more tickets for the Breakthrough Beverage South of France wine dinner.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's going to be super special. I believe, let me just make sure, I think that's on Friday. Yes, it is. And that starts at 7 p.m. 2 tickets. So share the show again, and maybe you can win. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Very cool.
Yes.
Thank you for that. And thank you to Shayla Moore.
Very exciting.
Giving us some really cool stuff for you guys.
Pretty awesome.
Before we get into it, we'll remind you about our friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln. Since 1949, Bozard Ford Lincoln been more than just a dealership. They are a family-owned beacon of trust right here in St. Augustine. Founded on the principles of honesty, integrity, and community service, the Bozard family tradition continues to thrive through generations. They've got that state-of-the-art service facility, 91 climate-controlled bays in there. A quick lane for no appointment needed maintenance. Plus, you can enjoy the comforts of their customer lounge and the unique flavors of Ford's Garage while you're there. Proud recipients of the prestigious Triple Crown Award and named Florida's Dealer of the Year by Dealer Rater. Their team is dedicated to providing an enjoyable and efficient experience. Bozard Ford Lincoln offers the best in pricing, selection, and service. They are just off 95 and State Road 16. Very easy to get to. Bozard Ford Lincoln, where your satisfaction is their mission and they are driven to inspire. Of course, as well, our friends at the Bailey Group, over 300 companies and organizations trust the Bailey Group to carefully craft a benefits program that supports and reflects their vision. Because no matter where you want to go, the Bailey Group wants to help you get there together. Their first priority is helping you take care of yourself and your family. They want to sit down with you. They want to learn more about your personal situation. They want to talk about your dreams and your goals. They want to talk about things like your risk tolerance. All of these little pieces of information that you may not think are significant are very, very significant in building the perfect plan for you as an individual. Long-term relationships that encourage open and honest communication have always been the cornerstone of their foundation of success. Give them a call at 904-461-1800. Set up your first appointment with them and just get ready to be living a better life.
Absolutely.
And our friends at Lace Med Spa. Be ready to experience a younger looking life.
Absolutely. The Fountain of Youth is here in town. They're the ones that are revitalizing the Fountain of Youth right now.
They are a Lace Med Spa for sure, and they specialize in providing you with a wide range of luxurious spa treatments and advanced medical aesthetic procedures. Whether you are looking to unwind with a hydrofacial, those are great experiences, or Botox, dermal fillers, laser treatments, the body contouring, the hair stuff, they can take it on, they can put it on, they can take it off.
They can remix your life.
That's right. Elace is the place. It's beauty on your terms. Visit them at elace.com. See what they have for you today. Absolutely. And if you go in, if you're a new client and you mention Davey's name,
$100.
$100
right there. How
pretty
about
awesome.
that? Yeah.
Pretty awesome, man.
My treat to you.
All right. Joining us here today at the desk, we've got Jena Dennis, Great Expectations Realty and Auction, and Amanda Solari. Did I say, is it Solari or Solari?
Solari.
Solari.
That's
I knew I was
okay.
going to get it wrong.
Yeah.
It was like a 50-50 toss-up in my head. I'm so
like
bad with
sun.
last names.
It reminds us of the
That's
sun.
right.
Yeah.
Solar like the sun.
Amanda of the sun, yeah.
Amanda Solari, First Coast Mortgage Funding. How are y'all doing today?
Fantastic.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for coming in. So can you both share some details about new lending programs that have been, these have been pretty recently introduced, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Sure, absolutely. So right now, for most of our first-time home buyers, down payment tends to be a big thing that comes into play of, I'm ready to buy, but I need a down payment. So there is the Hometown Heroes Down Payment Assistance Program.
Okay.
And then there's also a new grant that we have for FHA where you put down as little as 3.5%. Well, they give you the down payment. And then we also have a conventional 0% down where our lender is giving the money for the down payment. So it's low down payment programs where you're getting assistance with the down payment, a great agent to help you get seller closing costs covered. So you're coming to the table with nothing for your brand new home.
Are they just going to roll that money into the mortgage, like making it more? Is that how that works?
No, so it's not a payment on the mortgage. The grants are completely forgivable.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Completely forgivable. And then the other, like the Hometown Heroes and the 0% down, it's up to a certain amount. So if you get $15,000, when you go to sell the home in 10 years, you just wrap it into the sale, which usually you get the equity back.
Yeah. Does my credit score need to be like 850 or something?
No,
Okay.
so you need to be, so the grant program, you can go as low as a 580 credit score.
Okay. All right.
And then the Hometown Heroes, you have to be at 640.
So it's a lot. That seems so much more accessible than maybe even just a few years ago, right?
They've opened it up to really help the, first-time home buyers and the income limits. The income limits are larger now. Before it used to be you can't make more than 50,000. Well,
I know that's right.
Ooh.
Exactly.
If you're not making 50,000, you're not even
house.
surviving.
So they've opened up the income limits too. They're really just navigating with the market. They're adjusting and trying to make it more accessible.
What if my first home is going to be like a multi-million-dollar property? Would I still qualify for something like this? Or they're going to be like, can you pick something more modest?
Probably not, because then you will, if you can't afford that, then you will in fact go over some of those limits.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was a good try.
I'm trying.
It was a good try. Still
Right?
trying to get that castle.
We gotta ask these questions. We gotta ask these questions. We want that castle for sure. But no, I think that's great. It makes it so much more accessible because we kind of heard, and I found out it was a myth through my home buying process, is that you want to have 20% down, right?
Yes.
Me too. That's what I've
And boy, 20% down right now can be close to $100,000 for a decent home. So Jena, from a real estate broker's perspective, how are these programs going to impact home buyers in our area?
So the great thing about loan programs is they fluctuate and change with the market. So every market change that we see, whether it's up or down or in or out, you're going to see different lenders come up with new products that fit that current market. So what we saw 2 and 3 years ago wouldn't fly in this market. So what lenders have done is they have adjusted. They've adjusted to the needs of the consumer. So they saw that with interest rates being higher, these are the challenges consumers are facing, and they've come up with these new products to make it more accessible for people to buy. I'm particularly excited about the Hometown Heroes program because, as we all know, our hometown heroes are the bread and butter of our communities. These people are the police officers, the nurses, the teachers, the firemen, all of the different people in our community that make just at that income level where it's very hard to live in St. Johns County. And we need them in our community because they're the ones doing everything we need, all the services that are vital. So that's a wonderful program. And I think the biggest thing is partnering with a lender that really understands all the options. You would be shocked at how many times, I'll have a buyer say, oh, I spoke to so-and-so, a lender at a particular institution, and they didn't tell them anything about the Hometown Heroes program or the zero down conventional mortgage and all these different things. So it's important to really partner with someone that gives you all the options and not just the option that's going to make that broker the most amount of money. So,
right, because it seems like that's what people unfortunately run into.
Sometimes there's a lot of great lenders out there, but it's amazing how often I get, by the time I get to a buyer, they're not really educated on all the different options and all the different caveats that go into a mortgage, because this is a long-term commitment for most people. So it's important that they understand all the nuances.
Amanda, is this relatively new in the industry? Have you ever seen something like this before? And is there like an expiration date to some of these grants?
So good question. Over the years, there have been different programs that have provided for grant and stuff for first-time home buyers, which also you are only considered a first-time home buyer if you have not owned a home within 3 years. So if you owned a home 4 or 5 years ago, like in a different state, you moved here and you're trying to get into St. Johns County now or Duval, then you're a first-time home buyer. So wanted to put that out there. But as Jena mentioned, as the market changes, they fluctuate with trying to make things more accessible and available to the buyers out there. So I've seen it, in the 20 years that
ebbs and flows of everything. I know that's why you're up on it, which is great.
Yeah.
I had no idea any of these programs existed.
Well, and to Jenna's point where she said, working with somebody that gives all of the options and stuff, I feel like it's our job to educate buyers. Most of our buyers that come in, it's mom and dad or grandma and grandpa that bought 30 years ago said this, but and they mean well, but unfortunately they're not in the now with what's going on in the market. So it's our job to educate and say, yes, that might be a good option, but here's one that I think might work better for you. So
yeah. My favorite line from Troy Blevins is, I have a favorite line from
I'm
Troy
already
Blevins,
laughing already. Yeah.
Is, well, I was paying 15% on my first house, and the tough thing about that is now houses were $30,000 back then.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's a
scale.
massive difference in the price of a home today. So, so how do they start this process? I would imagine the first step is talk to you, right?
Yes. So the first part of getting approved for any loan at all would be to give us a call. Let me take a look at your credit, your income, what your big financial picture is. And I'm a big believer in what can we get you approved for and what do you want to be approved for? Because, for some people, this is their forever home. For other folks, it's a temporary home that, they may later turn into an investment property or, sell to get the equity out of. So it's really short-term versus long-term. And then get them pre-approved, and Jena gets them set up on a search for their wants and needs for the property. And because her and I work so closely together, she knows that, we've sent a pre-approval that we'll close when Jena tells me we're going to close.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even if they call me first and they're like, oh, we want to buy a home, I'll start talking to them about the home buying process, but I still lead them back to her as a lender to get them pre-qualified, because people have in their minds what they would like to buy or what they think they want to buy. But until we can make sure that that's even feasible based on their parameters, that's critical.
Don't worry, no offense taken. No offense taken.
Well, it can be such an intimidating process.
It is.
And a lot of times people are hesitant to want to hand over all that personal information, I mean, I know when I was applying for my first home, I was like, oh boy, I'm going to walk in this office and they're just going to judge me. They're going to be like, what are you doing here?
It is intimidating.
It can be. But Amanda, people like you just need the information. It's not a judgment thing. Like, you want to get the information, put it all together, and find the absolute best resources for the people that come into your office.
I completely understand that what I do is not sexy. It's like I'm the money lady that's, wanting to get all your information. I'm fully aware of that. And
Lending liaison.
Yes. And I try to let people know that, look, even if we get your credit, even if we get everything and it's not quite where we need it to be, don't worry. It's not a no.
Right.
It's not yet. This is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Which is great. I have a lot of friends that needed to do that path too. And then they get their end goal, which is great. It's something to run after and go and get. That's amazing.
And that's the thing. We're both good at puzzles, and it's all about moving the pieces around to figure out what fits and what doesn't fit.
Yeah. So real quick, what if I buy a fixer upper and I need to put some money into it to have it, some part of it be livable or something? Do I ask for more on the mortgage? What's the answer there?
So that's a different type of product.
Okay.
So if you have a non-livable home, that's going to be considered a renovation loan, which we do offer.
Crazy expensive?
You can still get into those as little as 3.5% down.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I was thinking that was gonna be way
FHA
more.
renovation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't even know that existed.
And there's other great products too. I work with a lot of investors that are buying, their first investment property for retirement, or, they're wanting to get some money in real estate right now because everyone's excited about what the market's doing.
Yeah.
And Amanda provides a lot of different products specific to that, like home equity lines and DSCR loans. There's a lot of different unique products that can help you achieve your investment goals, not just your home ownership goals.
How has the market changed in the last year?
Oh, that's a handful of it.
I'm sure, but you just said the market's doing great, and I'm like, great. So like, what advancements have happened?
Great is a relative term. It's really going to be dependent on who you talk to. Some people are like, oh my God, the sky is falling, and the market's crashing, and I'm going to wait to buy a home because the market's going to crash next year. And I
hear a lot of that.
We've been hearing
saying that for years.
Yeah, they've been saying that for years.
It's already happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like anything. It really depends on your goals. I have a ton of people right now that are trying to buy investment properties for themselves to utilize for income for their retirement because we're at a balanced market. So right now, we are at a rare place in St. Johns County where it's not a seller's market or a buyer's market. And what determines that is how much inventory is on the market. Right now, we're right at the 6 months worth of inventory, which is the pivotal point for between a buyer and a seller market. So it's a balanced market. So if your goal long-term is to buy a home to use for investment for income, it's an excellent time because if interest rates go down later this year, which is what a lot of folks are looking at, that means prices are going to go up again. So, it's all strategy. There's no such thing as a great time or a bad time. It really is going to be dependent on your needs and your goals. And that's why each person's unique. There's some people I'm like, it's not a great time for you to invest right now. So let's just hold off and let's do this and let's strategize. Other people, I'm like, this is it. Let's do it. This is what we've been waiting for. Here we go. So,
and finding out, which variables work for each family. That's amazing.
Exactly.
So, Jenna, we can't have you here without talking about some Hastings events.
Yes.
Oh,
right?
yes.
You guys got some exciting ones coming up out there, right?
We do. So we had our first night market a couple weeks ago,
Right.
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. We had a great turnout. We had over 80 vendors.
That's awesome.
It was just a great time. We had live music, food trucks, all the stuff. Our next one we have coming up is September 7th. That is going to be our next night market. Lots of vendors and music again. So if you're looking to be a vendor, definitely check out our website at hastingsfl.org. We have open registration so people can register to be a vendor. Also, our big 2-day festival is coming up November 30th and December 1st is our next art festival. We've partnered with the Art Association. That's going to be a great 2-day festival, and we're taking vendors for that as well.
That kicked off the season last year, too.
Yeah.
It was a tremendous event.
It was our largest it was our second largest event after the Cabbage, Potato, and Bacon Festival.
Oh, yeah. I went out there. The streets were just filled with people.
Yes.
It was
so
fun.
I had a
really
great
was.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, we have big plans for next year. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
excited.
All
Good.
right. I love to hear it. We also heard you guys got a couple of grants out there in Hastings, right? This
We
is exciting.
did,
What are
yes.
these going to go towards?
So we received 2 grants. One is a Smithsonian grant that we are very excited about. It's a 2-year project, and it's going to be preserving Hastings history and the food culture. So that's something that over the next 2 years, you'll see a lot of posts coming up on our social media about it. We also received one from Capital City Bank in Hastings, and that's a $1,000 grant that we're going to be utilizing towards the garden area for Council on Aging.
Oh, cool.
So
That's awesome.
so many great things happening. We have several grants out right now that we're hoping to hear back in the next few months. And one of them is a $1.5 million grant from the state to help us with our depot project. So
Okay.
that project is progressing beautifully. Hopefully I'll have some more great updates for you in the coming months.
Do you feel like you're in a good spot with that? Is the trajectory going well on that one?
We are so blessed. There's been some amazing alignment, and it really does take a community. We've had so many businesses reach out that want to be a part of the project.
Awesome.
Right now we have a roofer, we have a roofing company, we have a cabinet company. All of them have volunteered and donated full supplies to help the restoration.
Wow.
So we're talking to a a plumber and electrician, trying to get some more support with that remodel process. But we've just been so blessed.
That's
Local
exciting.
businesses, how are they feeling on Main Street? Are they loving the journey out there?
They are.
It's pretty incredible to see like the growth and how is sustainability? Are you getting some out of towners
Yes.
visiting? Like what does that look like on a tourism perspective?
I love that you asked that. So as you know, our goal is really to become a destination location. We want to stay a small rural community, but it's important for those Main Street businesses that we get tourism. So people come out for the day and, spend a weekend there. It's great. So Hastings Coffee Co. opened a couple months ago, and this past night market that we had, he told me that was the busiest day he's ever had at either of his 2 coffee shops.
That is amazing.
Hey,
So
that's huge.
we were so excited. And Ashton and Lindsay are just great people. So seeing them thrive in the community and how many people have come out to support them it's very heartwarming.
And Norma D's doing the fundraiser for the Friends of Hastings Branch Library. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I love all of that.
Hastings Rotary, too, has a bunch of different fundraisers coming up. So if you haven't already, go to hastingsfl.org, check out our website, follow all of the events, and come out and check us out.
Very cool. Very exciting.
So exciting.
Something that's not so exciting that we were talking a little bit about before the show. We've got a weird situation going on with investors right now. Obviously, it's not all investors, right? But there are some investors that people need to be keeping an eye out for that are doing some things that may not feel
On the
right.
up and up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very true. And I don't know why, but I'm seeing a lot more of it in the past couple of months. It's called reassignment of contract. So you have all these will pay cash for your home investors. And I use the term investor loosely because I have a whole nother word for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I get those flyers. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So they're preying especially on the elderly. And that's the part where it's just, it's gut wrenching, some of the stories that we're hearing. But I just want to make consumers aware that these folks that are coming out making you cash offers on your home, they'll come out and give you misinformation about the value. They'll give you skewed comps. They'll say, oh, well, your home won't qualify for financing and buyers aren't going to be able to buy it because it needs a new roof or it needs work, or, a lot of hoarder homes or elderly people where there's deferred maintenance because they just don't have the money.
Yeah.
These investors are going to them and they're giving them a contract to sign. And when the seller signs it, it gives that buyer 60 to 90 days to close. Well, that's all good and fun. The problem is, let's say they get it under contract for $100,000. Then they go and shop the contract. And what that means is when they shop a contract, they take it. And I just got an email the other day from a local investor doing this. They take that email of their contract and send it out to all the brokers and investors in town. And they sell the contract for anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 more than they have the seller under contract for.
Oh, wow.
So they don't ever take title to the property. They actually reassign the contract to a new buyer, and then they collect their money at closing for never touching the property. So these sellers don't realize what's happening, but they've signed this legal agreement, so it's
evil.
binding.
Yeah.
And they've told this seller all of these things that are not necessarily true or given them misinformation. And they find out at closing that this person just made $150,000 more than what they're getting. And, these sellers a lot of times, don't understand the process, and they don't understand that even if there's deferred maintenance, even if we have to target cash buyers only, you're still better off going on the market and working with a licensed broker because you're going to walk away with tons more. I have people say, well, we don't want to pay a broker. We want to do for sale by owner. And that's fine. It's like some people like to pull their own teeth.
Right. Yeah. It drives me bonkers. Yeah.
Sure.
But when the time comes and they realize it's a significant mistake on their part, I mean, it can be devastating.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason I'm hypersensitive to it right now, I received a call this morning from a dear friend, and she just found out her mother signed one of these last week.
Oh, no.
And she was trying not to burden her children with her stress because she got a lis pendens filed. And, now I've led her to an attorney and they're going to try and help get her out of it because she's almost 92 years old.
Is there an opportunity to get out of a contract like that?
Without seeing the contract, I can't say, but I can tell you that attorney is going to rip it apart and
Hope so.
and go after the fact that this is a 92-year-old woman who's being preyed upon. Because it's like her home's probably in about the 300,000 range, and they got her under contract for 125.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, when you hear stuff and you see stuff like that going on, and it's just, there's some states that have actually outlawed this, that you can't do this anymore. We need to, at some point, I think our real estate board is going to probably look at some legislation that's going to limit what these investors can do, because it's very predatory.
Are these investors thinking they're a service, like being the middleman of a sale? That's what I'm trying to gather here.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah. But really, it's a scam. It's another form of scam, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's not to say everyone doing reassignments is a bad person or shady, but there's a time and a place for it. And ultimately, any transaction that you are doing in real estate, if you're not licensed, you really should have either a licensed broker or an attorney or someone that knows what they're doing involved.
Yeah.
Because if you think you can go it alone with all the scams on the market today, you are taking your financial stability and putting it at risk.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. Wow. And it's just so classic of a scam to invoke fear into people,
right?
To get them to
100%.
make a move that is not in their best interest.
100%.
So from what I hear, it sounds like a scam
crawl.
all the way.
Yeah. And, a lot of folks are fearful that, they're going to have to come out of pocket to pay for a licensed broker or an attorney. And, there's been several transactions this year where people have come to me and they're like, listen, there's this situation. Can I get your advice? And I give free advice. Like, I'm not out here to make $1 million on a transaction where someone clearly doesn't have the means to have a broker involved.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever feel like you can't call and get advice. If you need guidance, even if you don't hire me to come in and help you with the transaction, I can tell you when something smells of foul. Call us, give us the opportunity to just say, this looks okay. You're probably going to be all right. Here's what to look out for. Or this is a bad idea. You need to go another route, and just give guidance. Guidance is free. And it's not just me. I know there's a ton of real estate brokers in town that feel the same way. Mm-hmm. We would much prefer you come and ask us for free advice and get some guidance on the best options for you before you make a critical mistake like that could cost you and your family hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Wow. So scary, and just something people really need to look out for. I mean, if they get approached by somebody like this, somebody like you should be their first call.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So I want to kind of double back to Hastings, I guess, for a little bit. How do people get involved from the community in all the things that you guys are doing? Do you guys have, I mean, I know you guys have kind of groups and organizations, but how do people join? How do people get involved in all this excitement that's going on out there?
I love that you ask. So we are always looking for volunteers, and not just volunteers, but anyone that wants to get involved and come to the events. We do a community meeting the first Saturday of every month, and details of that are on our website. And you can come and give feedback. You can get involved. You'll learn. We have a different speaker at every event talking about different topics that are relevant to the community. And you can also go to our website and, email us if you want to be involved. Recently, we've had 1 or 2 different people that have offered to help write grants for us, which we are truly grateful. Yeah. We have people from all different skill sets. We just partnered with a local firm that's going to do some landscape design for us and landscape architecture.
Cool.
So all of these different businesses and individuals each come with unique talent or unique perspective. So anyone that wants to be involved in any capacity, we welcome that. And, just reach out to me or anyone on the board and come out.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Sweet. Well, thank you all so much for coming by.
Eye-opening, yes.
Yeah, definitely eye-opening. Very important information that a lot of people need to know. So thank you for putting that on everybody's radar.
Definitely.
And we're looking forward to the next auction as well. I know this is going to be a big auction.
I hear some previews.
Yeah.
So, normally we do 1 or 2 county auctions a year, and we just actually scheduled another one for August 24th. So if you don't have it on your calendar, put it on. This is probably going to be the best auction we've had in years. It is fantastic. We have a lot of really good St. Johns County surplus, lots of heavy equipment and trucks and really good quality stuff.
Cool.
So we're excited because we just did one like a month and a half ago. So
I know.
It's unusual to have another one right up against that. So definitely come out and check it out, and hopefully we'll find you some other unique vehicle you never knew you needed.
Yeah. My driveway is starting to look like a Grand Theft Auto video game. It really is. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
Always fun to talk to you.
Great to see you.
Always amazing information.
Oh my goodness.
From Jena. Always appreciate her coming in, man.
So many great options for first-time homeowners out there. Yeah. That was
man.
a great interview.
As low as 3%. I mean, because that myth still prevails of you need 20% down.
Right. That's what I thought when you said like that's what always in my head.
And when the average house is like $5,000 here, I mean that's $500,000.
Yes, right.
Well, I wish it was $5,000. Yeah, that's $100,000.
Who has that?
People don't have that to put down on a house. Most people. So
that was great information.
Great information. Love hearing about Hastings. All good stuff, man.
Yes.
Always love when Jena comes in here. Always love hopping on an Old Town trolley as well. Just a great fun experience for downtown St. Augustine. It helps you learn your hometown a little bit better.
Yes, sir.
You can sit back and relax as Old Town Trolley's licensed and talented tour conductors share over 500 years of St. Augustine's history, culture, and old world charm while you experience unforgettable views aboard their open-air trolleys. You're going to enjoy the city's European flavor, the brick-lined streets and the sights such as the Fort, Castillo de San Marcos, if you will, the Fountain of Youth, and Henry Flagler's former Ponce de Leon Hotel. 90-minute tour, 22 stops, 100 points of interest. Hop on today and just rediscover your hometown on an Old Town trolley.
And Floridians, let's talk about something we take very seriously, which is air conditioning, especially this summer, right?
Yes. Woo.
Yeah, we're not fans about being left in a hot mess of humidity, but for a fabulous 45 years, Steve Chapman's All-American Air have been the AC hero of St. Augustine and beyond. We're talking St. John's, Flagler, Duval, and Putnam counties. They're not just the experts, they're the cool cats of warranty and non-warranty service work. They have preventative service maintenance agreements. They have new construction installations and rocking high efficiency systems, including that iComfort thermostat. They've got all your HVAC products in sight. Give them a call today, 904-461-0070.
And of course, our friends at Bin 39 Wine Bar. Great little spot right there on the Orange Street side of St. George Street. You can pop in, grab yourself a few glasses of wine with some friends. Maybe you just saw a little bit of live music at the Oak. You want to pop over there and just enjoy a little bit of an after party. You can do that.
Yep.
Bin 39 is great. They're open from 8 to 8 daily. And a lot of times they're going to have live music out there on that patio. Great place to enjoy some live music and just have a good time with family and friends in downtown St. Augustine.
Or just yourself.
That's the
best
go out
part.
And treat yourself.
Yeah.
For sure. Over 90 bottles of wine for you to choose from, whether you're just sipping, sampling, or taking a bottle or two home. You're welcome to do it out there at Bin 39 for St. George Street. All right, man, it's horoscope time. Scorpio and Sagittarius on deck today. We start with Scorpio. I mean, we rip the Band-Aid right off. And then we move on.
All my feelings. Go ahead.
Your intensity is showing again, Scorpio.
So?
Your jealousy will flare up, making you the green-eyed monster everyone loves to hate. Trust issues, yeah, those will bubble up too, leading you to push away the very people you hold dear. Your relentless drive will even tire you out. But at least when you're down, you'll have your suspicions and grudges to keep you company.
Wow. Scorpio was just ranked the meanest sign. Yep.
Yeah. Sagittarius. Wanderlust is burning a hole in your soul. Too bad your wallet's empty or your responsibilities are chaining you down.
Aww.
Your brutal honesty will alienate people, but at least you can say, I'm being real.
Of course, Saggy.
Your need for constant stimulation will leave you feeling empty and sad.
Oh, man.
But hey, at least you'll have some new places to hate.
That's true. So you can fill it up on that.
Okay.
Or you can fill it up with Team Hardwick on Wednesday. Okay. That is tonight at Parlor Donuts World Golf Village to meet Rob, the world famous Rob Hardwick, and pick up a yard sign or a bumper sticker and ask your questions and get involved with Sheriff Rob Hardwick. The law enforcement career extends, we know this, 30 plus years. He was first elected in St. Johns County Sheriff in 2020. We love him very much. So check him out. He's going to be there July 24th at 6 o'clock p.m. Parlor Donuts. That's over in Twin Court Trail in the 32095 area code.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That'll be a great one.
Hey, the St. Augustine Sailing Sisters, a.k.a. SAS.
There you go.
They got a 9th annual bikini race that will take place on Saturday, August 3rd, right?
I'm listening.
1:00 p.m. in the Intercoastal north of the Volano Bridge.
Okay.
The race will benefit SAS for Survivors at Betty Griffin Center, SAS Project Rebound at St. Francis House in Port in the Storm. I really like this. For 2 organizations benefiting, I love that. Vote for a participating boat through August 3rd. I will put the link in comments for Vote for a Boat. Last year, St. Augustine Sailing Sisters raised $6,000. That's incredible for Betty Griffin Center. So yeah, let's jump in, show up, and show out for the 9th annual bikini race, Saturday, August 3rd, 1:00 p.m.
Wow, how did I not know about her bikini race?
For 9 years?
For 9 years.
You know now.
Slipping, man. I'm slipping.
Hey, teachers, there's a special treat for you over at Marineland. From August 2nd through the 9th is Teacher Appreciation Week at Marineland. All week long, teachers will receive complimentary admission at the door, and your guests will receive 50% off admission, and both will have a chance to purchase dolphin meet and greet programs at half the price. Don't forget your school ID. You'll need it to secure your discounts to lock in. You can check out some more information online at Marineland. But yeah, teachers are free. I love that. August 2nd through the 9th.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, you know what else is great? Having a great smile.
Yes.
And Magnolia Family Dentistry can help you with that today. They are redefining what it means to visit the dentist in St. Augustine and St. Johns County. Magnolia Family Dentistry is not just about clean teeth. It's about a clean and extraordinary experience across the board. From the moment you step through their doors, you're going to be welcomed into a state-of-the-art practice like you've never seen before, and they prioritize your comfort and your well-being, which is super important. You'll experience a difference with Magnolia Family Dentistry, where a healthy smile meets exceptional care. Schedule your appointment today. Very easy. Just give them a phone call, 904-824-0990, and see why your friends and neighbors are smiling, grinning from ear to ear about our friends at Magnolia Family Dentistry. Redefining dental excellence, one smile at a time.
Yeah.
And Shayla Moore. Speaking of smiling, well, you're going to have a great smile on your face participating in some of these great events they've got coming up. The Naked Sushi coming up. I think that's sold out.
Sold out. There's a little bit of VIP left, but general admission is completely sold out.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. And then they've got a wine tasting coming up that we were just talking about.
South of France wine dinners happening Friday. Then there's a rum bower, which is real fancy pants on Saturday. It's another dinner tasting at 7. Yeah, check them out on their socials. Amazing, amazing thing.
I was talking to Janetta last night, and she is just so excited about putting on these really great, really unique events that St. Augustine has just never seen before.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is truly an experience that you cannot get anywhere else in St. Augustine. You got to stop by.
Date night. We didn't have a date night experience.
We did not.
And this is really exclusive.
Yeah.
And so special.
Yeah. It really is. They're at 45 San Marco Avenue. One of the best parts, in addition to the amazing food from world-class chefs, is the parking. You can actually park there. You don't have to park 2 blocks away, pay for your parking, and then sweat your ass off by the time you get there.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. This is such a great perk.
Yeah, it really, really is. Shayla Moore, you got to visit them again, 45 San Marco Avenue. Make your reservations at Bites, Bubbles, and Jazz.com.
And when was the last time you visited Panache, you ask? Well, let me tell you a little bit about them. Panache is a cut above the rest. Their squad of talented experts is on a mission to make your wildest dreams come true. Panache Innovative Salon is an oasis just for you, where innovation and artistry are their middle names. They're there to make your day from good to gorgeous. So get to getpanache.com and get with it, boo.
Yeah, man. All right. It's that time.
What do you
got for us?
Wiggle eyes, putting on random objects to make them look so much better.
Oh, okay.
Like this first one. Put some wiggle eyes on this box and it kind of gets some personality, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Looks kind of nice. Leave it for a couple months. Looks good. Next up, look at this guy. Ever vigilant, always keeping a watch.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, stranger.
Worried about that one.
Next up, visit the vet's office. Kind of a little weird, but yeah.
Who did that?
Full of cheer. Next up, wow, giant eyes at KFC.
Okay. Yeah. Boy, he was, and they're all over the place too. What is that secret recipe?
Crazy eye. Next up, Wiggly Eye Bandit at Costco today. Yeah.
Wow.
There it is.
Woo. What were they showing her on that computer?
Yeah, what are they looking at? Next up, wiggly eyes on a windsock.
Humanizes that.
It does. Like
machine?
Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Next, a good way to get people to look at the camera. That's true. Okay.
Okay, that actually serves a purpose.
It does. Your eyes really do go to that section. Yeah. Next up, I see you, security.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah. Seriously. Next up, moo moo buckaroo.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Brings it to life. It really does.
Next up, UPS Dog Bite Awareness Week.
That's what they look like when they see those big dogs.
Be on alert. Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you to the guys in the booth. Thank you to everybody watching. We'll see you in the morning.
Bye, everybody.